We can have chatter.
No, we can't.
Okay.
Nobody ever gave me anything. I had to inherit it.
That's good.
Everybody, let's start the show.
All right.
We are here at IATQ, episode 14. Please welcome everybody in. You're going to want to hang around today. We're going to talk about Bob's. We're going to talk about Frankenstein. We're going to talk about beefs. We're going to talk about all sorts of stuff. So watch the entirety of the show because we progressively get funnier until the end. And you will see that if you pay attention.
Pay close attention.
Let's go around and say hi to everybody.
Or you might miss it.
This week, the panel consists of the Who Man, Brad, OG Champ Keepers.
Hello, everybody.
Again, Brad.
Brad.
Thanks for having me. Good to
Glad
see
you're alive.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Brad.
Yeah. Everyone trekking through the shitty weather here in St. Augustine.
Oh,
Yeah, it's North Florida winter. It's pretty tough. Next to Brad is nobody. We'll just say that's the ghost of Ricky Coolbreeze Grassy in the netherworld. Who knows how he died? He just slips in and out of consciousness and physical reality as he wishes. Across the chair, across the table from where Ricky would be, is new expert for this season, Justin Red Dog McKnight. He has earned himself a spot at this table. Welcome, Justin.
Hello,
Red
Red
Dog
Dog.
McKnight.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Good
It's
to see you.
Good to
buddy.
see you,
Good
buddy.
to see you. Good to see you.
Next to Justin Red Dog McKnight, we have Kevin Dog Wilcox on the where question. Where when? He's the when question.
When question.
When?
Yeah,
When?
I'm aware.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the one.
Welcome back, Kevin.
Thank you.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you for being
When?
And next to Kevin,
Thank you for inviting me.
we got none other than RMFJ on the how question this week.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello,
Good
Roger.
Or
morning, Raj.
afternoon, whatever. I don't care.
Roger, how's the PTSD coming?
You know, I was thinking about it today in the shower, and it's coming along.
A little better? You
Yeah, I
think
think
the
so.
show's helping?
I don't know. I think that I'm just going to continue to drown it and ignore it.
Okay,
That's
ignore
the
it?
healthiest
Just
thing, yeah.
Drink more highlights.
Yeah.
Oh, the new
In the shower.
The new drink is Florida Man, made by the same people who make High Lie.
Nice.
We are not endorsed by them
Yet.
yet. We wish to be, but if
Cigar
anybody wants
City.
one, please let me know. So let's get right into it. Let's get into one of our beefs. So my beef this week happens to be sales reps in surgery that don't know when to shut the fuck up.
Nice.
I'm sick and tired of these people telling me what I already fucking know. I've done this surgery with them hundreds of times. I've got it memorized. I can do it in my sleep. The doctor does this. The instrument goes in. Bam. So, like, I got the doctor, whoever, we won't say who's doing it, doing a foot surgery, the notorious one. And he's putting in the pin, and she's like, oh, you need this one next. And he's already got it in his hand, getting ready to go. And I'm like, you need to shut up. I need to just concentrate on what's going on. I know how to do this. And they always got to chime in, you know, telling you what you got to know. Oh, you got to change the drill out so you can put the pin in. And you got to take this out. And, oh, next you got to have the plate put on. I'm like, I know. I know the fucking steps. I know the surgery. And meanwhile, she's trying to get up and keep ahead of me. But because she's telling the surgeon what to do, who already knows what the fuck he's doing because he's really good at it.
That's why he's
And
there.
she's like, oh, you need to make that cut. I promise you that. You missed a little part on that corner. And I'm like, you shouldn't be telling this to this guy.
not
He's
this
gonna bite
guy.
your fucking head off.
Nope.
And he's like, I'm looking at it. I've cut it. And she's like, just x-ray it and look again. And he's like, all right. So we look again. It was fucking perfect. It was like the best cuts he's ever made. And I'm like, you need to just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's like, we've had enough.
I love
so
that.
That's my beef.
That's a good
But
one.
you are one
That's
of
a
the
good
best
one.
of the best. So
Thanks,
I mean,
Roger.
she probably doesn't know that.
Yeah, feelings
Yeah.
mutual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin's very good at his job as well as a surgical tech, I'm
and
sure.
Brad.
And Brad, if he was a surgical tech, would knock it out of the fucking park. But
no.
when it comes to
Oh,
logistics,
I mean-
man,
Oh, no,
Brad,
if it
Brad
wasn't for
gets
Brad,
it done.
we'd be dead.
We
We'd be
couldn't
done.
function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad, I
They
will
were
say
nice.
this.
They were nice.
It's true, though, Brad. You are the best supply expert
Materials.
that we've had, for sure. Like the one
Yeah.
before you, we never had anything. And
Yeah.
it was like she always had the wrong, like, duck. Like she'd have an orange duck instead of a yellow
Yeah,
duck.
we went,
Uh-huh.
we
And
went
nobody
through a
wanted the
handful
orange
of them.
duck.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's-
like
I heard
You know,
that.
to give Brad a shout out, back a couple years ago, because we were doing eyes,
Yeah.
They had that huge ice storm in Texas.
Yeah.
And we weren't going to be able to do cases because it was shut down. Brad came up with what he needed to by talking to everybody else
Knocked
in the
it out of
area,
the park.
and he was able to bring in supplies.
Just enough to get through each week.
He knows how to roll up
she-
his sleeves and get involved, get shit done.
Yeah.
So,
That's like
nobody
dishwash-
really cares, but thanks.
That's like dishwashers, basically.
It is.
Hey,
in
I
the
want to throw it
restaurant
out there when
business.
it's deserved.
I think.
Brad, can you tell us what your beef is this week?
So my beef is like I guess you would call it a relatively new type of beef. You ever
right.
been on your Netflix or
Yep.
whatever you're streaming, and it cuts to an ad, but it doesn't just play the ad. It gives you an option for ads. And then if you don't choose one, it waits 30 seconds before it randomly chooses an ad for you. So not only are you making me choose a shitty ad, you're making me
Wait
also
for the
wait
shitty ad.
for the shitty ad. I
They're
hate that.
diabolical, dude.
I
Slows
mean, it's
everything
just
down.
it's some next level fuckery.
Yeah.
And I
most
don't.
most
I don't
people
like
think
it.
like they're watching television shows, but really you're watching breaks between commercials.
yeah.
It's like one long commercial, and then they cut
Yeah.
in what you actually want to watch, and they got you by the balls now with this shit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got no choice.
Anybody watch actual cable anymore? Because that's all it is. It's
Like-
commercials.
Yeah.
DVR, we almost got it. Like with DVR, you could record a show and zap through it, but they're like, no, we got to stream now and put it in the stream because people are getting around watching our shit.
where
Oh,
you
you're
can't
right.
zap
That
through
was
it.
right.
There's a
Yeah, you're
workaround.
right.
Can't actually zap through it
Yeah.
anymore.
Good beef.
That's
I
my
like
beef.
that.
I hate it.
Yeah, I hate that shit too.
Yeah.
Ricky, what's your beef? Ricky wishes he was
And
here.
here's your next advertisement.
Yeah. Brought to you by Cherry Coke. What a dick. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Justin, what's your beef?
People that think they know how to race. So,
Like me.
no. However, actually, opposite of what I was going to say. You get out there and you get these people in these little like souped up like
Honda Civics.
Yeah, Honda Civics exactly. And they pull up against like a Ferrari and they think they can actually beat this car.
Like,
And
who cares if they could?
Right.
And their performance
I've
mod is their new exhaust
seen,
pipe.
Yeah, I've seen people on scooters think they can race jigsters. Like, give me a break.
What's a
Yo,
jigster?
Yes.
A
I'll ask the
GSX.
A
question.
jigster is a motorcycle, a high-speed.
Suzuki.
You're talking about a Suzuki
Suzuki.
GSX.
That is
R.
correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They call them jigsters.
They call them jigsters for
I like
sure.
that.
Jigsters. And yeah, I've seen people try to race those, and it's funny because we've had similar situations to me and my brother in a car. We were in a Mustang Cobra. I think it was a
97. Yeah,
97.
1997, yeah.
Yep, 97 Mustang Cobra. That was pretty.
I love that car.
It was
a good car.
awesome
Had
car.
a great engine.
Great engine. But there would be several Camaros, Corvettes.
Remember the guy on the highway in the 355? Ferrari?
Yes. Bryce roasted him. I actually think Bryce could go up against Max versus Strap-on.
That's
Max
incredible.
versus
That's
Strap-on?
wrong.
Right?
Is that how you say it?
Max versus strap
First-
on.
Max versus Strap-on?
He probably could go
Talk
up
about
against
a
that.
I
Friday
think-
slip.
I think. Anyway, Max versus Strappin?
Verstappen.
Verstappen.
Oh, Verstappen.
I think Bryce with enough
He
training.
could definitely
It's
beat the
funny
first
when
one.
he gets it
I
wrong.
think
That's why I
Bryce-
don't correct him.
I think Bryce with enough training could actually take him on in a race.
I doubt
Bryce
it.
is pretty good.
Max is just phenomenally good. He's a
Anyway,
natural.
Yeah, that's my beef. People that
Oh,
think they know
very
how to
good.
race.
Very
All
good. Thanks for your beef. Kevin, what's your beef?
Kind of along the same lines. I think these things are called pavement princesses. I was going home one day and I came across this beautiful, pristine Bronco, one of the brand new Broncos.
Okay.
But this guy had wrapped so many thousands of dollars into this thing. It had at least a good 6-inch lift on it. It had probably 37, 42-inch tires on it that were offset, so they stuck out big.
Okay.
So you're talking probably like 10 grand just in tires and rims and wheels. The whole light guard, brush guard, everything, and he will never take it off-roading.
Yeah, it just looks
Nobody's.
cool.
Why wrap so much money up in something like
There's
that?
a lot
Trucks
of Jeeps
do it.
like that.
Jeeps
Yes.
do it.
Jeeps
Yeah.
do it all the time.
And they never hit the.
The
yeah,
Range
never-
Rover, I feel, is the epitome of that because
Yeah.
it's probably one of the best off-road vehicles
Yeah.
you can buy out over the counter
Yeah.
before you do anything
Yeah,
to it. The
without
things
being
go
touched.
anywhere. Yeah, without doing anything
Yeah,
to
yeah.
it. But they're so nice. It's like that's never gonna.
That why would you want to take that off the road?
Yeah.
But these, I'm talking about the guys that buy these old Jeeps or trucks or whatever. Oh, it's a 4x4. Let me put 42-inch tires on it, and then never take
go-
it off road.
Never sees
Not
dirt.
no,
There's like a green
no.
one that rolls around here, like a really lime green one that looks like that. It's all
This one,
jacked up
this
and
one's
it's like,
blue. had no pinstriping on it, had no dirt. And now he could have just gotten it out of the wash, but I was like, no, that's
You know
not
what's funny
gonna
is
happen.
like
Probably
here,
not.
here in the United States, there's, as we know, lots of SUVs, but there's also traffic jams, which is a little confusing. It's like these things are off-road vehicles.
Yeah, just go around everybody. No.
Go over and around.
I mean, the original
You
SUVs.
shouldn't be in a drive. Yeah.
Yeah, the original SUVs, when the concept came out, they were that was what it was. Well, Mom got a hold of them and took it away from the,
That's right.
turned that into the grocery getter.
She made
so
the
let's
urban
never,
assault vehicle cool.
I remember when my parents got their first, I was like, "Are you ever going to take this off road?" They're like, "Why would we do that?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's like the new Broncos, right? Are they
Yeah.
worth it? Are they worth anything?
You know,
They
I
look
like
nice.
those
They look
Sasquatch
nice.
ones. I think
Yeah,
they're
they
pretty
look
cool.
nice.
And I hear they do well
They got the
off-road.
goat thing
Yeah,
on them or
I think they
whatever. The
could.
Geo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have that
Might have to try it out.
twin turbo engine in
yeah,
some of them.
but who knows if they're taking it off road?
Yeah, who knows
I
if it
mean,
gets stuck or what.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Make
I'm
sure
not
it's,
taking my $70,000 vehicle off road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
took
Yes.
my Land
But I
Rover
added another
off road.
$10,000 too.
We got my Land Rover. I got my Land Rover
That's funny.
stuck.
Yeah.
That's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be my story.
Okay, well, think
So
about
anyway,
it, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Anyway, that's my-
speaking of overpriced off-road vehicles, Lamborghini now makes
Yeah.
a rally vehicle out of
Interesting.
out of the Huracan.
Okay.
It's phenomenally awesome. It's the coolest thing I think I've ever seen. It's like right up there with the Stratus. You guys know the Lancia Stratus?
I'm not familiar.
Lancer Stratus?
All right, check them out. Check out some rally cars.
all
We'll
right.
talk next week. But it's insane. It's a Lamborghini that goes off road, and like
Whoa.
it's got knobby tires on it. It's lifted a little bit. It's got
Nice.
built-in headlamps
like
into
that.
the. Oh my god, it's
I'm
so
gonna have
cool.
to check that out.
It's $300,000, but
Oh
Wow.
I stumbled across a race with these cars where it was like a desert mud race kind of thing. They're all electric.
oh really?
But they were ripping the course up
Oh, I
too.
believe it. I
bet
mean,
they
it was
were. They-
amazing. They had
loads
to
of
switch
torque,
out drivers. I
those
can't remember
things.
what it's called. It's a European race, but they swap out the drivers like every other round or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, they're electric.
cool.
Interesting.
Nice.
Where were we? Rogers Beef.
Rogers Beef.
Well,
Where's
with
your
the
beef?
recent success of the show, I've been flying private a lot.
Yeah, is that right?
And so,
I told you that would happen.
no, I
where
know,
the
but
jet
my
went.
beef is when you get on one of those jets and you're expecting to be able to stand up versus you have to crawl.
You're paying $8,000 an
exactly.
hour, and you can't.
And so I can't stand up in the jet, right? So I'm flying. This is last week, I guess. And I ordered filet mignon. And what I get?
Rack a lamb.
Bone-in rib.
Oh. Wah, wah, wah,
So not
wah.
only can I not stand up, I got to eat rib.
That's it.
It's just irritating.
Not only do I
The
not
money
have
is
to go
flowing.
through security and wait in line with everybody else, now I got to eat bone-in
Anyway,
rib.
that's-
And crouch.
That's my
to get
beef.
to your seat.
And the toilets in those are not comfortable.
No, the toilet wasn't so bad.
Is that like half the jet?
But you got to squat to get there.
That's right. You got to do an army crawl to get in
If
it.
you check out one of our shorts, there's actually a video of me doing a similar thing in a
Army crawl.
through a little small log home
To the bathroom.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, my real beef.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're putting us to sleep with that one a little bit.
That's all right.
I was
So, you ever see these chicks that get Botox,
No, I live with one.
but they're about 25 pounds overweight,
I don't live with one of those.
but they're putting all their money and effort into
In
this
the lips.
Botox and makeup and the lip shit. Dude, just
like-
lose 20 pounds.
Start with the
You know?
Start
I'm
with the fundamentals.
serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start with the weight first.
Maybe a little exercise.
Put down the donuts. All right.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Good beef. Good two beefs.
Wasted Botox is Rogers Beef.
Can
He
they
was able to
can
put
they
two
use
Bs.
some of that excess and
Yeah, I don't know.
can they,
Re-inject.
can they,
Just
trans,
saying.
can
So
they
they got big-
transfer?
Oh yeah.
They got like big rolls here and nothing.
Put a little
there.
in the
Like
lip.
don't waste it.
Take out of the ass and put it on the lip.
Somebody in a third world country could use it.
Yeah.
But I'd
Ass
love
to
to
mouth.
get, you know,
ATM.
I
You're
need
gonna
some-
get
I
Botox
need some
next?
new hair. I need some Botox, maybe a blef, you know.
Hey man, it
You
all
gonna get some plugs?
Yeah,
with the
why
new
not?
money
Hell
from the
yeah.
show?
Raj,
Yeah.
it all feels the same.
I know. Imagine how Burt Reynolds felt. Because he was the stud, you know, and then he lost his hair.
At
and
what
and-
point did he?
Yeah, and then did he
that-
decide,
yeah,
man, I got to put on a wig or go bald?
Future
And he put on the
question.
wig.
Yeah.
10 points, Roger. Good job.
Nice.
Mr. Baseball.
Yeah.
Okay, question round. Question round this week comes to you from St. Augustine, Florida, as it always does. The first question is the how question. I asked Brad OG Champ Keepers.
No, I'm the how.
No, I'm who.
That's what I said.
Okay,
the who
sorry.
question. Hello, everybody. Bryce Brizzle McKnight with IATQ, Man on the Street interviews. Hello, lady.
Man on the street.
Two men on the street at this moment. Last week we had a female that I got to interview. She was very nice. You're a very good sport. What is your name, sir?
I'm Wesely.
Wesley, nice to meet you. I'm Bryce Brizzle McKnight, and we are on I'll Ask the Questions. It's a podcast that we film every Saturday here in St. Augustine, and I have a panel of experts that I call my friends. I ask them a question, and they think about it for a week, give me an answer, and then special guests, we're now interviewing people on the street who have no idea what the questions are. We have not met before.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, so my questions this week were, the first one is, who is Bob Lazar?
Painter.
Okay, we'll take it. Painter. That's what I said. I was wrong. Who? The who question goes to Brad, OG Champ Keepers. The who question goes to Brad, OG Champ Keepers. Brad, who is Bob Lazar?
Bob Lazar is a. I'm glad you gave me this question.
I'm glad you got this question.
'Cause I think
Is that the alligator guy?
I'll ask the questions. No, that's a different Bob.
no, Roger.
Sorry, Brad.
You can see that
So-
in episode 3, was it? 2? 1? Oh,
I
whatever.
believe
I'll
that was
figure it out.
episode
Yeah,
1.
that was Bob Bassett close.
Bob
Yes.
Bassett's 1.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's the man.
Yeah.
So many
So
alligators
Bob
stories.
Lazar is kind of a, I guess you could call him a controversial figure. In his own right, he is a physicist, UFOologist, or just like a conspiracy theorist. I don't think he'd call himself a conspiracy theorist. There's the things he says he.
That's what he's kind of known as for what he says.
Yeah. Allegedly, because there's no record of it, but I'll get back to why I believe. Let me wrap this all in a nice, pretty bow for you. So he went to MIT and got his master's in physics.
Which we can confirm.
There's no record of it.
Even that, there's no record of.
Yeah, but I believe that they wiped
Erased
it clean.
it.
They
Okay.
erased
All
it.
right.
So he
we're getting
apparently,
somewhere.
he apparently worked for a company which was funded by the Navy, and that is confirmed.
Okay, I knew part of it was, and some of it was shady, and you didn't really know.
And he claims that they reversed engineered alien technology,
Such as
UFOs specifically,
far out.
flight-driven vehicles, and he gets like very detailed information about how it was done, and I think that's his,
Such as propulsion systems.
Yeah, so specifically like these certain elements that to the scientific community don't exist. And the way that they use them was to isolate these certain isotopes and then use the radiation part of it, and they could basically bend
Put it in a collider.
and bend the time and
Create
light
antimatter
around it.
or
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
way above my
way
understanding
above.
of
Yeah,
what-
I can't exactly remember it, but he's most known for, I guess, was it a Netflix documentary called Unacknowledged?
I haven't
Yes.
seen it.
And he goes into depth about all of this stuff. And I guess, that was kind of his whistleblowing moment. I mean, he had been preaching about this stuff before without much attention. I think he first got attention, was it like back in the early 90s?
Yes.
He went on the news and
On actual
claimed,
TV shows.
and claimed these things.
Yes.
And so, like, people.
I think he brought the awareness to S4 of Groom Lake, which is a little known area outside of Area
Area
51.
51, yeah.
And nobody was talking about
Bob
this. And this
Bizarre
guy,
Lazar.
yeah, this guy started talking
How
about
bizarre.
it.
How bizarre.
And he would say they're like hangars with like 3 or 4 of them had UFOs in them.
That
And a few were operational, and they had to figure out how to fly them and how they flew. And he was saying they had to be from another planet because we don't even know what gravity is. Like, we can't really define what gravity is, but these people know how to or aliens or whatever, know how to manipulate it and point it in certain directions, and it creates like a field where the system the UFO, I guess, keeps falling into itself.
Yeah.
And so
And
it doesn't
so-
really propel, it just kind of...
he gives.
That's right, Roger.
So these are all claims, but because it's so detailed, I choose to believe him, and also I choose to believe him because of the lack of history of it. Like, they've kind of erased him off of the map with his as far as like his education, where he came from, past jobs and stuff. So there's no record of that.
But he can tell you, like, I worked there with this guy, and that guy will say, yeah, I
yeah,
worked
like,
with
yeah, I
them.
worked
blah,
with
blah,
them.
blah, sure.
Yeah.
So
But there's no record of it, which is interesting.
yeah,
Good
it's like,
point.
like they wiped it.
There's a conspiracy.
Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Big conspiracy.
There's a lot of information out there.
And after a while, he just kind of disappeared himself because he just got so sick of like all the people calling him crazy
Being
and
shit
wanting
on.
to arrest
Yeah.
him and people following him and all this weird shit.
Last I heard is he'll. I guess he was kind of. If you pay him, he'll go take you out into
No shit.
the desert. And,
Oh, so will I.
show you,
And leave you there.
A lot of stuff.
and show you UFOs apparently
Oh,
Nice.
Wow, cool.
for a small price.
for a small price.
Wow.
So this
love
cat's
that.
still alive.
Last questions. Is this cat still alive?
Yeah.
Yes, he's still alive.
Sweet.
Moving on, Ricky's question would have been the what question, and that question is just an open. We'll do a little speed round section. Next question is, what is your next move?
Can you be more specific?
No. I'll ask the questions.
Can I show you my next move right now?
Yes, please. This is Wesley's next move. Dude, oh, phenomenal next move. That's worth 100 points. That is 100 points for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Man, that was amazing. What is your next move?
Next move.
Yep, don't even think about it. What is it? Justin, what's your next move? Same thing. Kevin, what's your next move?
Bathroom.
He's going to the bathroom. Roger, what's your next move?
Getting the hell out of here.
All right, see you, Roger. I hope you hang around to answer your question.
I'll
first.
answer my question.
And tell us a cool story, because I know you got one.
It's
Yeah, it's cool.
going to trigger my PTSD, but that's
Well,
all right.
no, it's
awesome.
going to help
We're working
you
through this.
alleviate
Okay, all
your
right.
PTSD,
This is-
which is the whole purpose of the show now, is to help
This
Roger.
is what your friends are for.
Okay.
Yeah. We're here for you.
Do you know where Dr. Frankenstein got his doctorate?
Harvard?
Harvard sounds good. We'll take it. Okay, Justin, your question this week is, where did Dr. Frankenstein get his doctorate?
Yes, that is my question, and I had a little bit shorter time on this question. I got my question on Thursday, I believe. However,
You are an expert.
I'm an expert, and I was able to find some information, do a little research. Victor Frankenstein, Victor Frankenstein is actually a fictional character. It is
So they say.
So they say. However, it was created by Mary Shelley in 1818. Percy, her husband, is believed to have came up with this character, Frankenstein. He actually studied at the University of Oxford. He is a Swiss scientist who was born in Naples, Italy. He studied the process and decay of living things, gaining insight, created the character Frankenstein, which is the monster of Frankenstein. It's not actually Frankenstein. Frankenstein was the doctor
Well, the monster was just known as the monster
of Frankenstein.
of Frankenstein.
Correct. So I dug a little deeper. Dr. Frankenstein, Heinrich Henry von Frankenstein,
Nicely done.
was a mad scientist. His parents, Alphonse, and mother, Caroline Beaufort. He also had some siblings, Ernest and William Frankenstein, and a adoptive sister by the name of Elizabeth Lavenza, which he also married at a later time.
No?
Yeah.
What the hell was the question?
Where he got
I'll
his
ask questions.
doctorate.
Where did Dr. Frankenstein get his doctorate?
So my answer.
He's covered it. He's going deep into
My
this
answer
one.
is the University of Oxford is believed from Percy, the husband of Mary Shelley.
Do you believe Dr. Frankenstein was a madman or ahead of his time?
I believe he was ahead of his time. Yeah, I don't think he was actually a madman at all. I think he was basically the original, what would you call cloning?
Cloning.
A
huh?
clone, doctor of cloning, I would think, maybe. And was trying
Possibly.
to create his own
I
character
don't know
in
if
a
it's
way.
cloning, really, because he
Well,
takes different parts of different people
Well,
to
yeah,
make
so
one.
maybe Hannibal. I don't know. How do we mix it up? What
It
kind of-
sounds like eugenics to me
Yeah,
early on.
eugenics,
Like,
there
how
you
do we make the perfect person?
Yeah. And
He
I think
just
that was
back
his,
in the day was like, well, let's just cut him up and
Yeah.
then we'll hit him with electricity and see if everything comes to life.
See what shakes out.
So,
Yeah.
like, what would happen if he was around today? You think like he could take a bunch of different parts from people and make it?
Well, it's AI.
Maybe. With
So you think like with some biomedical engineering?
Maybe. I don't know.
Small bit after all that, Victor later regrets meddling with nature through his creation because it endangers his family. They actually
And the world.
They catch the monster near the North Pole, and he is saved from near death by Robert Walton and his crew. So
Okay.
Nah.
Moving on.
Okay. And our next book report student is...
Was that the Cliff Notes?
I'm giving you a B plus.
Thank
Good
you.
job,
A
Justin.
B plus.
So
5 points.
So Oxford.
Oxford is my answer.
Oxford
University
is
of
the
Oxford.
short
That's
answer.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If
Mad
Mike
scientist.
Bauer here, he would
Yes.
hate that because
Yeah.
of how
Actually, it
Europe
was
is.
in
that's
North. Yeah, he
British.
would hate it because it was British.
Mad scientist from Oxford.
Good job.
Throwing that out to Mike.
Next question is when. Next question is, when did the first Jedi realize he had the power to control idiots' minds? This was a tough question today. Different galaxy, different time. It's really a lot of conversion.
I would think that there was an applicable, if you will, scenario where he must have attempted it or had the precognition to attempt it.
I'll take it. I love that. Nice. That's phenomenal answering. Kevin C. Dog Wilcox, when did the first Jedi realize that he had the power to control idiots' minds?
I love this question.
Thank you.
I had, but the thing about Star Wars is we got to look at a few different things. So the first Jedi I found out was considered the Prime Jedi. Didn't have a name or anything like that, and we know
We don't know the first Jedi's name.
we don't know his name. He's just considered the Prime Jedi or Prime Jedi, and we do know that Jedi have a inordinate lifespan. They can live longer than most of us. That's part of their power. So one of the things I had to do was I had to kind of figure out when you said when did this happen? So obviously in his lifespan, he figured out how mind control works and Jedi mind tricks and persuasion and hallucinations and things like that. But when?
Yeah.
So I couldn't. You have to reference two things. You got to reference the Earth and you got to reference the planet Coruscant.
Okay.
Right.
Well, we know where. It was
We
in
know-
a galaxy far, far away.
Right. But when it starts off, it says a long time ago. So that's the only reference to Earth time in any of the Star Wars canons. So the only thing that we know is Star Wars happened a long time ago
Elsewhere.
in a galaxy far away.
Yes.
But so when we look at the planet Coruscant, it was a lot like the planet Earth. Surprisingly enough, it has a 365 to 368 day calendar, 24 hours a day. So the first Jedi, Prime Jedi, shows up on the scene to back it up a little bit, we all know what year zero for the Earth is. That's when Christ was born.
Okay.
Right? Year zero in Star Wars is the year of the Battle of Yavin. Remember when the Death Star was destroyed
Naturally.
in the first movie?
Aha.
That's why they consider year zero. So we still don't know, based on Earth record, how long that was because it was a long time ago.
Okay.
But we do know that 25,045 years before the Battle of Yavin is when this Prime Jedi showed up.
That is a long time ago.
So there's no way to reference
None of you guys
this.
ever had any chicks in school, did you? I'm
this
telling
dude-
you.
Are you kidding me? I loved the first two or three movies.
Expert level shit.
Kevin went
This is-
into
I-
depth
That's-
again.
Oh,
you
I love it.
kind of got to look at it. But no, just as a side note, because you mentioned something like that, thank you.
I did get laid all the time in high school.
In my thinking, the Jedi didn't like using mind tricks because it goes against their idea of free will.
Oh.
So they would only use it in extreme emergencies, maybe.
Okay.
But
It's
they
a
were
rare
the
thing.
keepers of the galaxy or whatever.
We find
So-
out that the Jedi tend to like the same outfit, like the brown robe with like the rope for the belt. Is that a Jedi uniform, or like they all just like, this is what we're wearing?
Yeah,
I like
that's-
this.
Do we not
It
think
could
Yoda's
be.
the first Jedi?
Or they had a podcast and the
They
guy
all decided.
I feel like
Yeah,
Yoda was
the
the first
Prime
The
Jedi.
Prime
Jedi made them
Jedi
all.
came up with the
It
first
just
T-shirt.
dawned on me.
Yoda.
You talked about free will and how year one for us is Christ's birth. Jesus was a Jedi.
Yeah.
He wore the same outfit.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was.
Wow.
came back to
Am I
life.
wrong?
No,
Change my
that was
mind.
cool.
He
That
became
was
more.
cool.
He became more
Bringing it
powerful.
around.
Nice.
That's expert
He
level
became more
shit.
powerful after he died.
Right?
Yes.
You know,
Come on.
like Obi-Wan.
Jedi.
Dude,
Bringing
200
it-
points to Brad.
Damn,
Bring
Brad,
it up,
you're,
yep.
you're stealing
Bringing
it.
it
Thanks,
full
Roger.
circle.
Thanks for documenting this
Yeah.
pointage.
Obi-Wan, the original, the OG Obi-Wan
Yeah.
Kenobi.
The prime.
For Earth.
Prime Earth.
Jedi.
For Earth.
Jedi.
Wow.
Outstanding.
All right, hold on just one second.
So was Yoda a made-up
Hold on.
Jedi?
Roger's got to get another hit.
Was Yoda a made-up Jedi then, or was he an actual
No,
Jedi?
he was real.
I wonder
wasn't
who
the original
Yoda
then.
learned from.
Did you bring that?
Yeah, the OG.
Maybe he learned from Sam Jackson's character.
or Jesus.
Yeah. I don't
like,
know. That sounds like another
Levitate,
question.
motherfucker! God damn it!
God came down and stopped these motherfucking bullets.
Stop these
Right.
motherfucking lasers and these motherfucking lightsabers.
Absolutely.
Love Sammy
That's
Jackson.
a shout out to you, Snoop. Come on, baby. Come see us.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get Snoop in here for sure.
Someday.
All right, that brings us to RMFJ. Roger, how deep is a human being capable of diving?
Okay, yeah, that was my question.
Oh, so
Good, we're
confused.
back on
All right.
back on course. The final question I have for you is: how deep is a human capable of diving?
With or without oxygen provided?
I'll ask the questions.
50 feet.
50 feet. Boom. Got it. Wesley, was it? Yep. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Please tell them. Yes, this will be on next Saturday at noon. It will be on YouTube on our channel.
I'll be on YouTube with you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
I love it, man. All right, thanks. Tell him where Master Strive is.
Thank goodness.
It's a good question.
Thanks, Raj.
So in 2014, a guy named, I don't know, some Egyptian guy, I can't pronounce his name,
Sound it out.
reached, it's Ahmed, G-A-B-R.
I'll take it.
Yep.
Good enough.
JBR.
Sounds right.
Yeah, 1,090 feet.
Holy cow.
That's
Free
pretty
dive?
good.
Free
no,
dive.
no. This is scuba diving.
Oh, scuba
Okay.
dive.
Scuba diving. And it was in the Red Sea. The dive lasted 14 hours.
Holy cow.
He must have had a bunch of
I know.
oxygen
Well,
tanks.
Did he take lunch?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a question.
Yeah. So he spent,
How did he shit?
Yeah, I don't know.
When did he sleep?
He spent 13 minutes at the deepest point, and prior to that, the record was 1,044 feet by a South African diver in 2005.
Wow.
But the deepest free dive is 831
Holy
feet.
Whoa.
How long did that take?
8 minutes and 9 seconds.
Somebody held their breath. Is that the
Yes.
record for the longest of
That's
holding
it.
their breath,
yeah.
too?
And that was 2012, I think.
Oh, I've heard of some Navy dudes holding their breath for like 15 minutes and stuff.
Oh no, those free. But that's just
But that's
so cool
like-
that.
but they're in
guy,
shallow water.
It took this guy 14 hours to go 1,090 feet.
Yeah.
And this dude
8
did
minutes.
831 feet. I mean, there's still a big difference there. But
But 8 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
He must
How
have
did
cool.
train- and the pressure.
gotta be
must have
tough
been
on the body.
Extraordinary.
You
He
would
had
get
to
the
have gone
bends,
pretty
wouldn't
quick.
you?
Yeah.
I would think like you got to come up slow.
That's
well,
super-
maybe
no.
Super-
With one breath, you don't get the bends because you're
Right.
not breathing.
It's
so
not compressed
water.
air.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
true.
you're
It's
right.
that compressed
Yeah.
air
Holding
pressure.
True.
point.
Yeah.
Science.
Expert level shit.
Science.
But the deepest any human has gone is the Mariana Trench in the Western Pacific. It's the deepest. The deepest part is known as Challenger Deep, and it's 36,070 feet.
Wow.
Didn't make that depth.
Right.
And that was in 1960.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's just over 6 miles.
Were they on the bottom of the trench?
Yes.
Or-
the
okay.
deepest
Wow.
part,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that as deep as we know on the Earth?
That's as
Yeah.
deep as we've gone. Yeah.
I wonder if there's a cave out there somewhere.
I've
that
gone
goes
pretty
right to
deep.
Yeah.
the- Sure you have.
1960.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah,
High school.
But then who's the?
Well, we were going into space, right? Is that when we first go into space?
when did we
or was
go
that
into space?
69? 1969?
I think you're right.
Or did we
Mid
go
to
to
late
space?
60s.
Oh.
No, the Russians did it in like 59, right?
Oh, I want to say it was 69.
Well, that was
Yeah.
but that was
Let's
unmanned.
go 69.
Though, right?
I like
Sputnik?
that number.
Sputnik
Yeah,
was
Sputnik was
59?
on-
But that was unmanned.
Oh, we're in space now.
Anyways, we'll figure
But
it
wait a
out.
minute. So James Cameron did that whole thing, and they
Yeah.
got to the trench, but they didn't get to that deepest
He didn't
part.
get to the right.
And it's
gotta
like, what's the
wonder-
point? You know, we're going back to the moon. It's like, what's the point? We've
Yeah,
been there.
we've been there.
Dune buggy races. we're
Yeah.
gonna
No, I
have to
know.
Right.
That'd be great.
do- They're going to
It's
do
coming.
this.
Oh,
because
by
of
the way,
show.
we need to make a correction because I think another expert said that China had been to the moon recently, or India.
That's right.
Negative.
Made me look like an idiot.
Yeah.
It's not hard to do.
They didn't?
No,
They did
was
not make
India.
it. So my point standeth valid, and that was in episode.
Last.
12.
So,
So
what was all
nobody
that
landed on the
celebrating?
moon?
Were
What
they
did
just
I read?
I read
Did I
something
read
like that
fake
too.
news?
Yeah, maybe they were celebrating
Maybe.
for no reason.
Where did you hear that they didn't?
I just Googled it.
So it's got to be right.
Yeah, I mean Google knows everything.
You know, Google.
Got to be right.
Hey Siri, when's the
Thanks,
last
Google.
time anything has landed on the moon?
Your mom was there last week.
Oh,
sorry.
17, which took place on December 11th, 1972.
1972
Bing.
Apollo. It was
Wow.
us.
Universetoday.com.
Thank you, Siri.
Thanks,
Oh,
Siri.
Siri is amazing.
You're so hot.
She is hot. Do you ever talk dirty to her? I do. I talk dirty to Siri all the time.
Ask questions. That's
We're taking
nice.
a turn.
You got to talk to somebody, I guess.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm serious.
Story round.
Yes.
Ding ding.
I love stories.
My story is just changed on the spot. We were discussing in the pregame show this ring. There's only one in the world like it, and I'm going to tell you why.
Nice.
I hid this.
Up his ass. It's uncomfortable.
My grandmother.
So this ring I had custom made. The stone is a rose quartz that I
Okay.
had procured from the Queen's Chamber in the Great Pyramid of Egypt.
That's awesome.
So
That is cool.
Not a lot of people are allowed in there. Our group we went with GOX, I highly recommend going with them anywhere in the world. They do a fantastic job. Our guide was
out.
phenomenal. I love that guy. He took us up into the Queen's Chamber, and he got us into the pyramid before anybody else. And not a lot of people can go in the Queen's Chamber. And they have like these, I guess they're air chamber vents. They're about this big, and they just go as far as you can fucking see, and then they just turn. And who knows how they made them, and just how they built that's
Neat.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
But somebody had put in this big fucking stone quartz, this red quartz, probably, I guess it was a little bit bigger than Squeaky here. And I was like, well, I'm in the Great Pyramid. When am I going to have another chance to have a little souvenir?
Yeah.
Nobody's in there
Yank
with
the
me and
quartz.
my woman. And so I just procured it.
Oh,
Nice.
And I found this
Wow.
stone in the Great Pyramid. So
So
hopefully it's not cursed.
how big was this?
so far, so good.
That's good.
How big was the stone? It's probably about the size of a small baseball. Like if a
Oh,
baseball is a
so-
little bit
And
smaller.
do you think it was placed there for you?
That's a good question. I'll ask the question.
I'd
so.
like to believe that.
I would like to think.
I
so.
would like to
It's-
think it was fate.
I
It
think it
found,
was.
It
Absolutely.
found me.
and created this podcast.
You guys know how fascinated I am with weird shit.
Yeah. Do
and
you think that
mysteries
stone
and
had been there since the
civilizations.
building of the pyramid?
I
think
don't
so.
think so. What I really want to, probably, Occam's razor, the most obvious answer is usually the right one. It's
Yeah.
probably one of the archaeologists that worked there thought it was like, I'm going to
Put this. In.
project
okay.
love
Yeah,
into the world
right.
and put this stone in here and it's going to get out and blah, blah, blah.
And
Well,
it
I
did.
ruined that dream from them.
Well, it's your dream
It's your
now.
love now.
It's your
The
dream.
equivalent,
Only yours.
It's like me going to like a wishing well and saying, I'll take that
Yep.
coin and
Yeah.
I'll take that
Like
coin.
the Goonies when they
Such a
steal all their
dick.
gold.
But
out
still,
of the
that's
wishing
cool.
well.
I just felt like I had to do it. So I did it. And then I made this ring out of gold and silver coins that I had. And they told us on the trip that the Great Pyramid, the capstone at the top, was covered in electrum, which is, I want to say, 60% gold, 30% silver, or 40% silver. Cool. And that has some kind of energy because, there's a lot of theories. The pyramids were generators for power across the world, whatever.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You probably know. I think I read that quartz can actually hold memory.
That I've heard the same thing.
But-
I haven't looked into it.
Right,
Maybe
but
it's
they
your
can't-
memory ring.
Yeah, so like maybe
And
it
it
was
can-
maybe there's some info.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
What do you mean?
extrapolate
Can
it.
hold memory.
Like you would a CD or like a disk drive.
Oh,
Like you
wonder
could
if
get
it has the
information
capability
out
of
it.
putting.
I got you.
I wonder if someone like the CIA put that there.
I don't know. Bob
I don't
Lazar
know.
would know.
That's
now, you,
Bob.
now you have it.
But anyways, the gold I made into electrum. I specifically told the guy I want 9 of these alternating pyramid shapes upside down, and I want it made out of electrum, 60%, 40%. And I gave him all the material, and he's like, "Well, I don't know if we can cut it." So he had to send it to New York to see if they could even cut it.
Wow.
And they could. The guy sent it back, and I paid a good amount. But
Did they
it's worth
keep the
more
rest
now.
of the
Cool,
chunk?
yeah.
So
That's neat.
What's
tell me what
this-
electrum is again?
So they think electrum is some metal alloy made out of gold and silver, a certain ratio.
but
of
that's
gold and
made out
silver.
of
And I
electrum?
made sure I told them this percentage gold, this percentage silver.
Gotcha.
I want to
Okay, I
say 60,
gotcha.
40.
See,
I could
that
be
ring's
wrong.
vibrating at a pretty cool
So
frequency.
there's like an energy that
Yeah.
comes out of this thing.
Iron
So
Fist.
what's the significance of the number 9?
number 9 is like the
Number
perfect
9.
number. It's 3 threes.
Oh,
Number
okay.
9.
Okay.
Fernando,
threes.
number 9.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of
And there's all these
significant to the
mathematical
3 threes.
anomalies with the Great Pyramid. You know, it's perfectly due north,
So
south,
dang.
east.
No, it would have
west.
been cooler if you just made a cock ring.
That's a little. It's a little big for mine.
That works.
They couldn't shrink the ring small enough.
So what's,
for me.
A little too big.
what's the partner ring look like?
The partner ring is it's like
Cigar
a
man from
ladies
Egypt?
kind of swirls
I was gonna say
around,
they use
and
the
then
rest
there's
of
a
the
big
course for that?
stone that's
Yeah.
like pyramid shaped
Okay.
also, and I used another chunk of the stone for
Do
it.
you have more left? Of the,
Do I have more? Yes. Ask
stone?
questions. Yep.
Cool.
I do.
That's cool.
I don't know where they are.
Neat.
They've disappeared.
The jewels.
Oh.
Maybe the jewels were sold with Laura's.
Your
jewels.
crown jewels.
Maybe. All right, that's my story.
You know that
That's a
pyramid
good
guy has to.
story.
He's got like
That's why you
a
want to
whole
know
case
how
of
you
the
hide
quartz,
the
and he
jewels.
puts it there
Yes.
every day because he knows.
You're on to
that
me,
some-
Kevin. Damn it.
Oh.
Brad, what's your
Gotcha.
story?
I'll tell you about it happened to my buddy, and he went viral while being drunk
Not good.
Does he
for him.
wanna come
and
to the show
also
and be an expert?
eliminating racism at the same time.
Well, that's a good thing.
Does he want to be an expert on the show?
He lives in North Carolina now. Maybe he'll come down.
We can zoom him in.
So this happened many years ago. Background on him: he's like a very short in stature. He's a pro golfer, and when he ties one on, he ties one on. He has,
he
he has a
Irish?
good time.
He must be Irish.
He
Is he one of us?
yeah,
He's one of us.
His name's Parker.
He's
probably.
part of the club.
Probably.
Definitely. It's first name Parker?
Yeah.
Definitely Irish.
He's part of the club.
I love you,
Parker
buddy.
McGulloch.
Welcome to the show, Parker.
So he was out and about in downtown Jax, when the landing still existed.
Okay.
I guess they had been kind of bebopping around, and he got loose, and I guess someone bet him to jump in.
Oh, yeah.
To the water.
He's definitely Irish.
Yeah, he jumped in, and so I guess they're hanging out. I guess there's like a Nathan's hot dog
Stand
or something,
yeah.
and like a lot of people are hanging out. It's late. It's like 2 a.m, and he rips his shirt off, starts smoking a black and mild, just being kind of belligerent a little bit, right? And a group of like black gentlemen all of a sudden come in. They seem like they got a big posse going on around them, and someone was like, "Yeah, that's R. Kelly," and and then he's like, "No, it's not," and just like, "No, it's not." People start busting out their phones, and him and R. Kelly start having a conversation.
Nice.
No way.
And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm R. Kelly." And he's like, "No, you're not, man. Like, you're not. You're not." And he's like sitting here blowing smoke in his face. He's like,
Oh
"Dude,
my
stop."
Oh, I gotta see this now.
Now he's going swimming.
He's with like DJ Dr. Doom from the radio or whatever.
Wow.
If I find
And
it, I'll
people-
put it in a link.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put it in the link. I think it's got. It might have 1 million views.
Wow,
by now.
that's awesome.
Wow.
Sweet.
But I remember seeing that. So it's actually pretty funny. So he keeps denying. He's like, "You're not, man. Doesn't matter." So he's like, "I got $100," and one of his boys goes, "All right, I got $100." He's like, "Well, how are you gonna prove it?" And sure enough, they like shine a light on him. He pulls his hat and sunglasses off, and
Pulls
he goes,
out a birth certificate.
"My mind is telling me no."
Oh, he starts singing.
Yes.
Dude, he just lays it
Lays
out
it
there,
in.
just like
That was pretty
ripping.
good, Brad.
And he looks at him, and he kind of goes like this. He goes, "Nah."
That's great.
And so people start clowning on him. He's like, he's just a drunk idiot. And dude, R. Kelly wraps him up, puts his arm, and he goes, "This is my N-word. This is my N-word right here.
Nice.
I love this boy."
R.
Dude,
Kelly.
It was great.
Nice.
It
Shout
was
out
great.
to R.
And that's
Kelly.
how he
Come
went
see us.
viral. It's got 1 million views by now.
Love it.
Wow.
And
That's awesome.
I remember seeing, I was scrolling through Yahoo one day, and I was like, that's Parker. Oh my
That's
gosh.
awesome.
It was like on all the feeds on Instagram and stuff. It was
I love
it was a
that.
funny
Nice.
day.
Well
Very
done,
cool.
Parker.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah.
Well played,
Thanks,
sir.
Parker.
Very cool.
And he's
And-
a professional golfer.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ryder.
Yeah.
R. Kelly is always welcome on this show, no matter what, even if he did pee on that little girl. Justin, your story is what?
My story is actually, I had a different story, but I'm going to save it for next time because
Just hit me with a story.
I'm going to remind you. It reminded me when we were talking about your Mustang.
Okay.
So we were driving in Sunrise, Florida, Davie, Florida, I believe, and there was an older 5.0. It was a GT 5.0,
Yeah.
and this guy pulled up behind my brother.
The blue one?
Yes, and he pulled up and he was, and my brother's in the Mustang, 97 Mustang. Excuse me. And he pulls up behind him, and he's like, just get it. And I'm like, Bryce, I'm like, go. And my brother takes this turn at like, I would say a good 80 miles an hour.
That you should do 30 in.
And we end up doing like probably $150, $160 to the next light.
No, not quite.
Whatever.
The car doesn't go that fast.
Whatever.
It's like, you got that Mitsubishi up to $150?
No, not the
On
Mitsubishi.
two wheels.
The Mustang
Oh, the
Cobra.
Mustang.
Mustang Cobra. They're probably 100 miles an hour. It felt like a
That's
million.
always
It
feels
felt
fast.
like a million.
Yeah, it does. That car did feel fast.
And I'm like, I'm doing like, and we get to the next light, and the guy pulls up, and he's like, dude, he's like, bro, and it was hilarious because my brother roasted this. It wasn't even close.
I thought you were going to tell the Ferrari 355 story when we're on the highway, and then we saw the guy.
Yes, tell him that one.
So we're just driving, and every now and then, you see a cool car pull up next to you, and you just kind of, and then
Yeah.
everybody takes off.
Yeah.
And it's just, who cares who's first? You're just going fast because it's fun. And so I pull up next to this guy in a Ferrari 355, phenomenal fucking car. And I look over at him like this,
Yeah,
and the guy's
little
like,
head nod.
guy does this.
Yeah,
And he takes off, and I take off, and I timed it a little bit better than he did. His car was faster.
Yeah.
But I pass him, and I get going, and then there's traffic, and I slow down, and he catches up, and he weaves by me, and he does this, and he takes off, and I get behind a car, and I can't get him.
Yeah.
And so I lose track of him, and we decide to get something to eat. We pull off, and Evergreen, I think it was.
Yes. Yeah.
And we go to the McDonald's, and this asshole's in there eating.
Yep.
No. We were eating. We
Yeah, we were
finished.
eating.
We're on the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
out.
yeah.
We look. He had just got his food and sat down,
Yes.
so we beat him to the McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I do this.
Yeah.
Move.
Gave
And,
him one of
and,
the-
and he looks at me like,
Yeah.
like stupid asshole. It's like, he had a Ferrari. Who gives a shit about a
Yeah.
Mustang?
Yeah. It was just the principle.
it
He
was
such a
fun.
dick. It was so much
It
fun.
was fun.
His car was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. I could tell you many a stories in that.
Yeah,
in
that was a
Mustang.
good. That was a good one. Moving on, Kevin C. Dog Wilcox. You
It's
got
so
a good story?
it's
for
so
us?
funny because I've got kind of a racing story myself.
Awesome.
Back in the day when I was in the Navy, I had a couple of different sport bikes, and one of them was an FZR, the Yamaha makes, and I thought that thing was fast. And
Yeah.
in Charleston, there's a long straight road that goes out to, I want to call it Folly Beach.
Sure.
And there's like nobody there because it's just a pass out road to get out to the beach.
Okay.
I don't even think there's any street lights. This was back 20 years
No,
ago.
like side roads or anything.
No,
Just-
no, it's just because it cuts through the swamps and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
So it's like out in the middle of nowhere. Well, I was kind of going in that direction, and out at the end of Folly Beach, there's really nothing. There's like a couple of resorts and there's a couple of houses and stuff like that. It's probably built up quite a bit by now. But I was kind of going out that direction, and I was sitting at a red light waiting to go. It was the last red light before we go out there. And the front of this car pulls up next to me, and I thought it was just a 300Z. And he's like revving his engine. I was like, dude, I'm in an FCR. You're like,
It's not gonna be.
all right, let's go. So light turns green. I take off. I'm ripping down the road. I'm like, I can't even see this guy's headlights.
Yeah.
And about 30 seconds later, he went past me so fast that I thought I was going to fall over.
Oh shit!
He was not. He was in a brand new Diablo. I had never seen one
Whoa.
before.
You-
The front of it looked just like a three. I was like, "Nah, this guy's in a Nissan. What the fuck is he going to do with a motorcycle? And he went past
Who
me.
knows the Lambo?
Guy was probably 700 years old when he got out of the car. I finally catch up to him. He's like, just laughing. He's like, didn't think I'd get you, would I? I was like, no, pretty good though. Thanks.
That's a pretty close
you
match.
put me in my place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. That's my
Cool
story.
Nice.
I like that.
It's just funny how it coincided with all the racing thing today.
That's great.
Yeah.
This
This
is, you know,
It must be the
Power.
ring.
Power
is.
of the
Power
ring
of the podcast.
compels you.
Power of the
Nice.
podcast.
Bringing it together.
The Yoda.
RMFJ, how can we help you this week with your PTSD?
Well, I was going to tell a mattress story versus an EMS story, but if you guys want to hear an EMS story,
I want to,
Yeah,
whatever
tell
works
me
for your
about-
PTSD.
Are we gonna go down or are we gonna go up?
what do you mean?
Because we're up right now. I
You
feel
mean
like we're at
Roger
good
Downer hour?
stories. We're
Oh
going
no,
down.
Roger's Downer hour.
This was bad.
All right,
This
Roger's
was,
Downer.
I heard a little something. What was that?
Something's going on.
Yeah, Roger
down to
Downer
Roger
hour.
Bring it on
All right,
EMS.
so this is 93, probably.
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever year it was.
Just kidding,
Pete-
I was
buddy.
probably just starting to beat my meat.
This is not good for my PTSD, fellas.
Oh, okay, Roger.
This is safe space.
We're caught in a loop.
Somebody get that thing away from
Okay,
Fernando.
so-
He's having too much fun in the control room there.
I don't know. Mid-October, Oklahoma City, where it starts to get cold. Poor part of town. Guys has no heat in his house, so he has a portable kerosene heater. and filled it up, overfilled it, lit the heater. The heater catches fire in the house.
Lights the mattress on fire.
No, he picks up the heater to carry it out. The
And
kerosene sloshes.
Spills it
Oh
out.
no.
Oh, it was so bad.
Wow.
So get there and get out of the truck, and the guy's standing there naked. Help me, help me, help! And he is just burned from nipples
Just
to
melting.
knees. Yeah. And the worst part of the burn is at the waist because that's where it's sloshed. And his just skin is just sloughing off his penis, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen somebody burn, but you know, big
Bubbles
pretty nasty
you know,
burns
big
myself.
fluid-filled
Yeah, skin
boils,
bubbles.
and then
Yeah.
the third-degree leather skin, and the guy he was in such agony all the way to Baptist Burn Center, and we really couldn't do anything for the guy. At that time, with the ambulance, we carried like 8 milligrams of morphine, and it was a big deal to get the morphine out. We gave him like 4 milligrams of morphine, and
So
started.
you guys
Wasn't
did the
enough.
other 4.
Oh no,
Yeah.
this guy needed 100 milligrams of morphine. Started an IV over one of the burn sites, and I remember the ER doc was pissed off because you're never supposed to do that. Dude, we couldn't find
Yeah,
anything.
where are you
It
gonna
was,
poke
yeah,
this?
Put it in his neck. I mean,
Yeah.
it was bad, and the guy was agony all the way to the hospital.
And those recoveries suck.
I have a
too.
picture.
were you driving?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I was driving then. Yeah,
When this is over, I'll show you a picture of a burn that's very similar to what you're speaking
What
of.
did it smell like in
boils
the
and-
ambulance?
I burned myself.
caught her,
When you were a baby,
you
Just
did-
caught
he
flesh?
he
Really?
touched the
Yeah.
You never forget that burn flesh smell.
Yeah. Go ahead.
when
Like
when
hibachi, right?
when Red Dog was little,
Yep.
we had
Hibachi.
hibachi on the beach, and
Little 1.5.
very baby,
Very
yeah.
baby.
Put both his hands on the top of it, burned the shit out
Grabbed
of his
it.
hands.
Thought I was gonna grab this
freaking bubbles.
hibachi and
So no fingerprints, huh?
they're
That's
back,
how
I guess.
we get away with
Yeah,
hiding
that's
jewels.
that's how we hide the jewels
and
They have not
procuring
come through.
jewels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of my whole EMS stuff, there were 2 burns I remember. That one, and then another guy threw lighter fluid on a guy, lit him on fire. Yeah, 2 gay guys had gotten in a fight, and the guy was sitting in the car. He took actual lighter fluid that the old Zippo lighter.
Like he had a jar of it. And
Whoa.
That's fucking harsh, dude.
Yeah, it was harsh.
I've poured gasoline on myself.
Whole
before,
new name for a flamer.
pumping like gas.
Kaboom!
Damn.
We're doing gay jokes now. We haven't really had any dick
We're not
jokes.
doing good.
I've pumped.
What
I've
do you
pumped
call a
gas.
bouncer?
I'm
to
sorry,
gay
it was
bar.
a joke.
Can I say a joke?
My mattress.
Ask questions
My
now.
mattress story was better than the.
Well,
bird story.
let's end the show.
Oh, there they are.
Here they're coming to get you, Raj.
Was that real or
Let's see if we can turn around the mood with the mattress story. Is that what
Okay,
you're gonna
so
say?
yeah,
lit
2006.
him
All
up,
right,
yeah.
no, I bought a new mattress in 2006.
Nice.
Nice pillow top
Here we
mattress.
go.
Had a 10-year warranty on it, right?
Uh-huh.
Like 6 years later, you get the
You get the
Yeah.
yeah,
The
Yeah.
dip.
right?
You know what that's from.
So I claimed the warranty.
Yeah.
I call him up.
Nice.
Hey, now I think my mattress is like 3 inches deeper than it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Guy comes out, sets up this whole grid,
Checks
takes
it.
pictures.
Somebody
yeah.
has that job.
Yes,
Love
I
it.
know.
Wow.
Mattress
Bobby, what are you
inspection.
going to be
That's
when you're
this whole
older?
thing
I want to
sets-
have.
Mattress inspector.
Mattress.
Yeah, so I get a free mattress out of the deal.
Nice.
Right?
How long was the warranty for?
It was a 10-year
10 year.
warranty.
10 year, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
called year 10.
No, this
Years.
was like, let's see, I bought the mattress 2006. This was before we moved, I don't know, 8 years maybe.
Okay, all right.
Okay, moved to St. Augustine, whatever. Same thing.
Nice.
With the warranted mattress.
Does
right?
that start over?
Yes.
And you get another.
I did.
I love it.
Nicely done,
I'm gonna
Roger.
do that. Thank you,
You've
Roger.
You've had 3 mattresses for
Working
the
the
price of
system.
one.
I love
Yes.
that.
But the guy
Expert
told me,
tip.
he said, this is it. There's no more warranty.
So you get 3.
You get
yeah.
Expert level.
Yeah.
So what
Tip
company was that?
Nice.
What?
What company was that?
It was Sealy, I
Serta?
think.
Sealy?
Or,
Expert advice,
Wow.
Roger.
All right.
Motherfucker.
but what was
Another
so
20
cool is that
points
I
for
thought,
him.
no, that's
Yeah,
and there's
why not?
really a mattress checking warranty guy that comes out.
It's got special laser
Yes.
tools.
That's
What,
all.
what,
Yes.
was, what
Level?
is this?
You
what
come out
is
with
this
like a
guy
like
wearing?
giant
One of
level.
those- what do you call those things when you go underneath the?
The limbo?
Yeah, he's like setting that thing up and he's measuring and measuring and measuring.
Wow.
And the slope is 1 inch by 2.1.
I wonder if there's. I wonder if
this
there's an
qualifies for a
amount
new mattress.
of dip that you
Yeah.
go like no.
Yeah,
You got to get further down.
It
in the
was
mattress.
3 inches.
Oh,
What's
really?
this guy
Yes.
wearing? What's this guy wearing?
Regular clothes.
All right, he doesn't
I'm
have
gonna
like a
start-
tweed,
Yeah,
tweed
that-
jacket.
I'm gonna
glasses,
start
bow
telling my
tie.
daughter.
Tag or-
I'm gonna start telling my daughter to jump on my bed in the middle of it.
You got to time it right, like
It ju-
RMFJ
yeah,
did, though.
in like
With the
7
move.
years.
I want
Well, but
somebody.
I was really pissed off
Year
because it was a
10.
great mattress, but you couldn't, it's like you can't move over.
Yeah, it's got the
you're
dip.
on the hump.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great company too to get 3 mattresses.
Yeah.
For the price of one.
Sealy.
10 years is a long time.
Shout out
already.
to Sealy.
They don't make
I think it
those
was Sealy.
anymore.
I don't know. Don't they have mattress warranties anymore?
Ask questions. Yes.
I'm
No, I
assuming
don't know if they do.
I got
I'm
a
not-
buddy paid $14,000 for mattresses. The best thing he ever did. Financed it for
Bullshit.
I swear, financed it for 5 years.
14 for a
14,000.
flat
What's it
mattress?
made out of gold?
No, it's one of those things that moves and got the numbers and shit on it.
So it's like
Sleep-
an air
sleep
mattress.
number
He paid
mattress.
$14,000 for
Yes.
an air mattress and a
Yes.
remote
He
control.
definitely fucks his mattress.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
He says the best money he's ever
How you
spent.
doing, baby?
Hey, hey.
I'm gonna tear you up tonight.
All right.
Man,
And
that's a
create the
question.
hump in the middle.
That was the last story.
What's worse than 2 girls running with scissors? 2 girls scissoring with the runs.
And that ends
And you guys
another.
thought my
episode.
bird story
We have Chef Chase Bank would like to ask the
Jeez.
questions. We have time. Chase Bank.
Give me them. I'll ask the questions.
Yeah.
It's culinary questions.
They're at the top.
Can I read Red Dog's writing?
Yes.
Chef Chase Bank.
Yes.
We're allowed to use Chef Chase Bank's full name.
Who's Chef Chase Bank?
I don't know.
Bank.
I'll ask questions. The first one is, who shot the deputy? We all know who shot the sheriff.
Yeah.
Anyone, Brad? Who
So
shot
it's
the
a
deputy?
chef. He asked this question, but
He's a
it's not
chef.
Chef.
I
Wade.
did.
Okay. You shot
You
the
got
deputy.
Wasn't it I?
Kevin. You're
Kevin
I?
shot the
I
deputy.
checks out. It
I
checks
never
out.
thought Kevin would admit to a murder ever. I just thought we
you
would all
shot the
be like,
deputy.
Just winged him.
we now know the deputy was
Clipped him.
shot by Kevin.
Thank
Sea
you,
Dog
C-
Wilcox.
thank you, C-Dog.
Good answer. The next question is, what is the original crew of Wu Tang Clan? Who's got that one?
I
Was
think
that
I
the,
do.
The RZA, the
The RZA, the Jizza,
Old Dirty
Ghostface
Bastard?
Killer, Old Dirty Bastard, Method Man, Red Man, Inspector Deck,
I don't know that one.
and then Chef Raekwon. Raekwon the chef.
There's another chef?
Yeah,
Raekwon
but
the chef. Yeah.
Now they're his questions, so he knew the answer.
All right, Roger, good point.
No, these are Chef Chase Bank asked these.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Chase Bank Chef.
Next question, Chef. Chef.
Chef
Chef.
So
Chase
we had a
Bank.
chef
Chef
on Wu
Chase.
Tang. Yeah.
When did K-pop become a thing? I don't know what the fuck K-pop is.
Crap.
That's Korean
Korean
music, right?
pop music.
Okay.
2000.
It's a thing?
It is.
2000s?
Yeah, it is, and it's awful.
Mid 2000s, fine.
boy-
There's your
boy
answer.
band.
Chase
Korean boy
Don't
band.
even
yeah.
know what it is.
Korean boy
Bank.
band.
Final question from
Yeah.
Chef Chase Bank. Thank you for playing, Chef Chase Bank.
Yeah.
Where is Waldo? Man, did he steal a future question? Possibly.
Well, let's leave it open then.
Waldo is not here. Let's
He's
start
not
with
here.
where he is.
And maybe
I
that'll
don't
be
see
a
him.
future. Thank
Yeah,
you,
he's
Chase
not
Bank. You
here.
might have a future question.
Yeah.
Thanks for subscribing,
put
Chase
that in.
Bank, Chef Chase. We like it. Hopefully, we'll get some more subscribers. And if you're still watching, you're welcome. And thank you. For
And we'll
watching.
see you soon on the streets.
We'll see you on the streets. Please like and subscribe. Let's thank our illustrious panel of experts. Thank you guys very much. Great job. once
Great
again.
show.
Coming in.
To our producer Fernando, who is in the control room. Thank you, sir.
Fernando.
And say thanks to Seb next to you. If he's next to you.
If
we
he's
don't
there.
know.
Is Seb
Maybe not.
Good whenever, wherever you
Waldo
are. We
Dirty
love you
Fist.
very much. I'm Bryce.
You know,
It's closed.
Oh, well, no, keep going. I mean,
We can have a chatter.
No, we can't.
nobody ever gave me anything. I had to inherit it.
That's good.
We could have done that earlier, Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah.